Can I just say, as you're wondering out, make sure you sign the petition, please. Petitions, please. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay.
My name's Bob Masters, and we've been talking about one of the options for this area, namely the road. No one else has talked about other options, and there are about 8 to 10 rail options. Nobody has mentioned any of those options. So those options should be evaluated, which was better done. For example, Circle Metro, 22 kilometres. The fast train, which obviously will come from back to Greek Airport into the city. Those things have not been mentioned. So there's about 8 to 10 different rail options.
Okay, thank you very much. I think they've been mentioned, and we definitely need to keep those high on priority list in talking about the alternatives, not just stopping queues. We have time for one more question. Adrian?
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yes.
This is a question for Jody. We're long-term residents of Croydon. We've been there for more than 30 years, a lot of us. And we live in really old homes with crumbling mortar and that sort of thing. And it's only on the 7th of June that we found out that the new route proposed for the WestCONnex is directly underneath our homes. And we, my husband and I, are here tonight. We have a 3-lane tunnel to the width of our property proposed for underneath our house. And we want to know if this unfortunate road does go ahead, will you be supporting that new route, or the route that was originally shown to all the people, which was under Parramatta Road? And that was what we saw. We never saw this new route. Nobody knocked on our doors. Nobody talked to us. Yeah. So we had no consultation whatsoever, and we just all found this out. We're a complete shock about this.
Yeah, so there are a couple of things I'll say is I've been talking to people from Croydon today, and one of the issues is that, and what we're forgetting is that this tunnel is going under homes, and while you own everything under you to the core of the earth, they can take it. So they're supposed to be door-knocking people and letting them know which homes are affected. But they haven't been doing that. So I'm happy to meet with you after this and talk to you specifically. And one of the things I will say to each of you, and we were just discussing it up here, is that there can be a focus on stopping WestCONnex, but the real issue is embedded in the detail in this as well, like that issue. It's about the location of the stacks. It's about the way that RMS is or is not dealing with residents. It's about why there is no filtration, why there are only 2 stacks. It's the whole issue about traffic on Parramatta Road and what the tolls will do and why the tolls are going to be so high. There's a whole lot of detail in this that I think this group also needs to focus on, because you can have the high-level statements that you want to stop it, but if you focus just on that and this project goes ahead, you actually miss focusing on those really important issues that can actually be changed. So I would also encourage you, and I know it's hard at the moment because the EIS is not out, nor is the business case as we've heard, but I would also encourage you to think about issues such as those that have been raised, because a lot of people, as I said, have been contacting my electorate office, because my electorate, the electorate of Strathfield that you live in, is the one that is going to be most impacted by this part of WestCONnex, the employees. So I'm very happy to meet with you, and I would certainly encourage you to start thinking about some of the implications of the detail of this.
One of the most important issues is that if $15 billion is spent on building this road, that's $15 billion that's taken away from public transport, from public schools, from public hospitals. And that's why there has to be a huge emphasis on stopping this. And one opportunity, which is coming up maybe quite soon, this year, or at the latest next year, is the federal election. And that's a really huge opportunity to again try and campaign and to convince the Labour Party, in particular, to not fund the billions of dollars that the federal government has committed to that.
say two things in regard to the detail. If there is anyone else that is in the Strathfield electorate, please talk to me afterwards. I know Jenny Leong is here. Where's Jenny? Anyone in Jenny's electorate? She's up the back, which is Newtown, and Joe Halen, of course, Haberfield residents, Ashfield residents down here. So I would encourage you to make contact with each of us as well. And Maureen just covers the whole of the state.
All of you, come and talk to me.
Well, okay, two more quick questions and then we do like to wind it up, and if you need to speak to anyone else, but I think there's I know Ms. Jane has a commitment at 8:30, so we've got just a moment to couple of quick questions.
My name is Adrian Chick and I live in Petersham. My question is really based on something that might look peripheral, but it has to do with the way councils might be amalgamated. I hope that everyone in this room is aware there is a big push by the Liberal government to amalgamate almost all of the councils in this area. Leichhardt, Warwickville, Ashfield, Strathfield, Burwood and Canada Bay. And I know there are some people here from Strathfield. Last week, a Save Our Councils coalition was launched outside Parliament, behind Parliament House. The reason I raise it is because people may not realise that love or loathe your local council, it's your local council, and you have the greatest opportunity to make your bid for what's going on in your area than you're ever going to have at another level of government. Isn't it interesting that the state government wants to force amalgamation of all of these councils that just happen to be, near the WestCONnex in this part of the woods? And not only that,
Adrian, thank you. If anyone wants to sign it up, you
I'd
can.
like to know what our speakers...
No, I can't see you again.
There's a question.
And do you want... Yes?
Can you ask your question too? Yeah, we've just got this one here as well, and then that one down.
Just one very quick question. I'm finding myself living 150 metres from one of the tunnel portals. Just wondering, with respect to what comes out of the tunnel portals and the filtration stacks, how did the air quality compare to each other?
Sorry, the air quality of, just explain.
Of the exhaust coming out of the stacks, as opposed to the exhaust coming out of the tunnel portal itself.
Oh, yeah, so basically with the emission stacks, there's, if there is only a couple of emission stacks, then you're talking about, maybe, I don't know, 100,000 cars, the pollution from 100,000 cars going out two exits, so it's just concentrated.
As I understand the question, how much comes out of the stack and how much comes out of the portals? Yeah, well, most of the engineering works and the work out of where the stuff goes is that a lot of it does come out of the portals.
Sorry, it's really hard to estimate until they sort of let us know exactly how many portals, etc. But I should also say, if emission stacks are really high, such as on the Harbour Bridge, they actually can disperse pollution and they're not too bad. So, yeah, apologies, it's really hard to say that without prediction.
Thank you very much, and I've got the last question up the back. Can't hear you.
Really, it just seems that the case of amalgamation, Liberal, Rural and WestCONnex are all interrelated. They all seem to need a parliamentary inquiry. What I want to put out there, maybe to the parliamentarians, is there seems to be a hidden agenda in this Liberal National Party. How is it possible that you parliamentarians can get that hidden agenda out? The hidden agenda, the exposing of what is really behind all this, and it's not for the benefit of the community, I believe may be able to stop this. So can I count on you guys to try and get that hidden agenda out? If you need anything from us, just let us know. Oh, and we have a petition to save our councils.
Absolutely, there is a hidden agenda. Much of it has come up. It is about privatisation. It is about giving profits to the maids. of the Liberal Party. So a lot of that is it is about cutting out communities from decision making. So the Liberal Party can blatantly implement their ideology. So all those things, but particularly on projects and what's going on there, absolutely. Like I said, I made a successful call for secret papers on the WestCONnex last year, and we'll keep fighting for the parliamentary inquiries. It is a little bit hard with Denial now having the balance of power, so we need all the Labour Party and all the crossbenchers to come together to support those calls. And that's where you play a really critical role in advocating and campaigning to those particular crossbenchers. And we will absolutely stand up for you and with you in Parliament.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for your attendance. I'd just like to, in conclusion, once again thank our speakers, Maureen Clark, Faruqi, Jodie Mackay, John Manson and Jude Page. Thank you all very much for coming. Please sign the petitions at the back before we leave. Buy the toolkits, buy the posters, $10. And there is a public lands meeting, public lands about keep public lands and public lands on the 24th of June. Log on to any website for massive information.